This is just a quick presentation to get you familiar with human sex trafficking in the United States. Human sex trafficking is the sexual exploitation and distribution of humans. In the United States, sex trafficking targets people of all races, genders, and ages. As I did research for this project, I realized that it is an epidemic in our country. Many people's lives are at risk because of this horrible industry. These statistics show that 61% of all people who are trafficked in the United States are citizens. Alternative to public thought, human sex trafficking is an epidemic that needs our attention. The lives of America's most vulnerable children are at stake. Children who are especially vulnerable are those who are in foster care, homeless, or abused. Children are coerced into this industry, which daily produces $87 million globally. Unfortunately, the government is not providing enough resources for survivors, nor are they doing enough for missing victims. Pimps are often thought to be good Samaritans because they are providing jobs for young women, children, and others. Realistically, this is not true. The conditions that sex trafficking victims are kept in are absolutely horrific. Victims are typically kept in cramped rooms with multiple others, some as young as 11. Additionally, they are often forced to consume large amounts of drugs and alcohol daily, and on top of that, are starved. Unfortunately, victims are generally punished through sexual and physical abuse, and the manipulation these people face causes significant emotional scars. Unlike common thought, these people cannot leave the place where they are being held. Most commonly, victims are sold and traded, so they might not even know where they are or what to do if they did escape. Despite public perception, the government is not doing enough for these innocent people. Between the years of 2003 and 2011, more than 95% of cases were unsolved or the victims were not helped. In fact, the government is actually doing the opposite of helping victims and survivors. If a person escapes captivity and manages to get to a police station, the officers can charge them with multiple counts of prostitution and similar crimes. Many times, law enforcement completely disregards their call for help. By turning a blind eye to the sex trafficking epidemic, the statistics are biased because victims are charged with crimes instead of getting help. Therefore, the statistics provided by the government are actually far from accurate. An independent study done in 2014 showed the lowest profiting U.S. cities and the highest profiting U.S. cities from human sex trafficking. The lowest profiting was Denver, which annually produced $39.9 million of illegal revenue. And the highest profiting city was Atlanta, which annually produced $290 million. This year, there have been an estimated amount of 6,000 cases recorded by the National Sex Trafficking Hotline and Resource Center. So why do pimps traffic? Money and ease of access. Most pimps can get around $300,000 per person per year. To help eradicate sex trafficking in the United States, support organizations like Polaris Project and the National Trafficking Research Center. These programs help rehabilitate victims, provide resources, and locate victims. Learn more about sex trafficking and be an advocate. And connect with state representatives and tell them what they can do to help. The silent epidemic needs to be addressed by the government as well as citizens of the United States. Be an advocate for the speechless.